And you know, Ted Cruz has always been a constitutional conservative. He is a fearless fighter and reformer, and he didn't much care whether he got invited to the cocktail parties in D.C. We know Ted Cruz is a fearless constitutional conservative because he has fought for our liberties over and over again. You know, my dad was a constitutional conservative, an appellate judge on the very liberal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and so I know, having watched my dad, what it takes to fight against a tide. And Ted Cruz has stood up and fought for our right to bear arms. He has fought for our religious liberty. He has fought for our sovereignty. And he has won over and over and over. He has won. We know Ted Cruz is a leader and a reformer. He's willing to take on the status quo in Washington, D.C., whether it's replacing the IRS or finally fixing the Veterans Administration so our veterans get the care that they deserve. Or finally fixing our immigration problems. You know, I can tell you from personal experience, in order to lead, you must challenge the status quo. Yeah. And when you challenge the status quo, guess what? You do more than ruffle feathers. You make enemies. It is part of it. It is the price of leadership. You know, people say all the time, we are all known by the company we keep. I'll tell you what. Ted Cruz should be known, is proud to be known by the enemies he has made in the D.C. cartel. Now, you know, there are some people in our party now who are saying, well, you know, Donald Trump wouldn't be so bad. I mean, okay, maybe he's a liberal, maybe he's a fraud, but you know, at least he's a deal maker. We can make deals with him. Here's the thing. The truth is that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are two sides of the same coin. They're not going to reform the system. They are the system. Hillary Clinton has made millions of dollars selling access and influence from the inside, and Donald Trump has made billions of dollars buying people like Hillary Clinton. They are the system. They will not reform it. And so when the establishment says Ted Cruz is too conservative, he's too much of a fighter, he won't get along, I say, you go, Ted. By Donald Trump. I'm one of them. But here's the thing. We're not going to beat Donald Trump by having leaders in our party tisk-tisk over our voters. We're going to have to beat Donald Trump at the ballot box. And the only guy who can beat Donald Trump is Ted Cruz. Tip O'Neill once said all politics are local. Actually, all politics are personal. People vote based on their own lives, their own despairs, their own disappointments, their own hopes, and their own dreams. And so we need a real conservative who will provide real conservative solutions in people's lives. That is the only way we beat Donald Trump, and that is the only way we are going to beat Hillary Clinton. And Ted is the man to do it. by saying this. There are big differences between progressives and conservatives. And we need to remember those differences as you head to the ballot box on Tuesday. You know, we, as conservatives, we know that no one of us is any better than any other one of us. We know that each of us is gifted by God. We know that all of us want to live lives of dignity and purpose and meaning, and we know that our values, our principles, our policies work better to lift people up regardless of their circumstances. It is progressives who believe that some are smarter than others. Some are better than others. So it's okay if some decide for others and choose for others. That is not who we are. So my fellow conservatives, my fellow Republicans, you have a very important job on Tuesday. And I say to you, it is time. It is time to take our party back. It is time to take our government back. It is time to take our country back, and so it is time now to unite behind the one man who can beat Donald Trump, who can beat Hillary Clinton, who can beat the D.C. cartel. It is time to unite behind Ted Cruz.